Sabagina, and sometimes when I tell the people, they explain the meaning of my name, they just laugh. Gusesa in Kinyarwanda means to disperse, and the Bagina means enemies. So Ru is he who disperses enemies. This is the meaning of the name. Who am I? I am the real character who was played in the movie Hotel Rwanda that people have been seeing on the screen all over the world. Well, it is so ironic, even if I had two different parents who came from different ethnic groups, I was not very much aware of the ethnic differences until February 1973, when I saw many of my friends being kicked out of schools because of what they were. How was the situation that time? The situation in Rwanda has ever been very tense and very nervous. You could always see people suspicious from each other. We had about 250,000 of Tutsis who fled the country between 1959 and 1963, went to exile. So those in exile were attacking the country, coming very often. There were always tensions between the two. But there was a short period of silence, kind of, between around 1980 and 1988, and then came 1990 when the war started. Rwanda went through a genocide when it was also going through a civil war. Well, from the day that both presidents of Rwanda and the one of Burundi, their fellow cabinet ministers, when they were assassinated on April 6th, that situation had changed, completely changed. You could see that there is someone who wants the power and who wants it, the whole of it. And this is when the mass murder, the mass massacres started. And this is when I saw that the government was no more existing. That is when I realized that things have changed. And I decided to take my responsibility. I had other people who had come to hide, for instance, in my house. I had to take them from the house to the hotel because I knew they were in danger. You see, when you go through such experiences, you don't ever prepare. You are never prepared for such experiences. You only do what you believe, what your conscience tells you is the right thing. You listen, you try to listen to yourself, and this is the best way to deal with it. Just no one has been created to be killed by a fellow. This is not only in Africa, but in almost the whole of the developing world. In the developing world, where people who actually accede to power, not democratically, but sometimes by guns, they always tend to maintain this force, but this power by all means. So their politics is always divide and conquer. So it is not only in Africa, but also in Africa, it is just an exception. But also the West doesn't never want to see any clever human being leading Africa, because the very day that the nationalists will lead their continent, then no one else will cross and go and abuse our minerals, our raw materials. This is all what I have always been saying, and let me tell it to you today again. I believe that behind each and every African dictatorship, there is always a Western superpower manipulating everything. It had been so long that many Western superpowers wanted to get into the Congo, and of course, having especially the Anglo-Saxon world. So having the East African Anglo-Saxon countries, there was a bridge which was not yet open. And this bridge, this small bridge, was to be Rwanda and also a little bit of Burundi. So it was so clear that to get into the Congo, that bridge had to be opened. And it had been going on for so long. The healing process can never work unless the two warring sides, can come around a table and talk and decide. The healing side, it doesn't start from the top. It starts from the bottom, from down, and it goes up. But when it comes from the top, it means that there is something wrong going on. It is dictated. So it can't work. It is not working. So to me and to many other Rwandans, reconciliation process has not yet started.